Hey there, I hope you're all doing well. I'm back with you on another video recap, May 24th, 2021. Some pretty epic trades today. MJWL, just a massive runner from last week that I both traded into the afternoon and also swung overnight. So let's go and take a look at MJWL from yesterday, or not from Friday. So you can see right here. Beautiful percent gainer. It really didn't start ripping until the afternoon on rumors and news on Monday, and they also had $150 million news with regards to cryptocurrency being involved with what they're doing as a company directive. So here, let me just throw in a 1 minute candle, just to be a little easier to see. So anyway, so I was buying just buying the technical breakout on that good news once we had confirmation. Try to capture a little bit of a dip and sold into strength. And I mean, this thing kept going till 039. So I mean, I completely underestimated the ability for this thing to run. And as the case usually is, and you've heard me talk about this a lot on Stage 2 live trading, where I like waiting for the end of the day sell-off if I'm swinging something, just it helps capture when the day traders get out, just to capture their sell orders and put a buy order in. And I just thought this had good news. And we've seen this before in the past where when you have the first sort of green day OTC, day two they can run as well. Right. So very nice. So today I traded as well. Just obviously sold my overnight swing into the morning spike, and then after it was holding VWAP here, I started loading up on the dips, and I guess a minute candle might show this a little bit better than 5 minutes. There we go. Right. So I started buying up the dips today. After an extended dip since the spike 10:27 to 12:40. Right. So about a bit more than 2 hours, and timed it fairly decently just before it ran. And if you know anything about my courses, I love buying the U reversals before the breakout. I don't like buying the first breakout. I like buying the reversal, and they had different plans today, and that makes sense, right? Because it's day two. It's day two on the green day, so I don't expect this thing to continue running. Um, so yeah. So when it proved that it couldn't hold anymore, I cut my losses. Okay, so you can see that right here. Buying here, and as soon as that sort of technical level was taken out, I didn't really get faked out here. But when I saw this red candle, I was just waiting for a spike to sell into that spike, and I'm happy I did that ultimately because I mean the panic after that went all the way down to 4.5, and this would have been a very nice dip buy in hindsight, right? Because then you would have had the beautiful close. Here, let me just drag this to the end. Beautiful dip buy and run to the close. And with regards to dip buys, you've heard me talk about this quite a bit. Waiting for that first 5 minute candle to close solid green, especially on high volume. At 500, you could have had a decent dip buy. And if it doesn't work, then whatever, right? You cut your losses as it takes those levels out, right? So this is still in watch. We know these stocks can be multi-day runners, and they're typically heavily shorted. So the next thing was going short on SCPS, pardon me. And this was nothing more than just a technical support going short. So you would have seen VWAP hanging out somewhere up here. So once we had the reject of VWAP on this candle right here, I was waiting for this to crack support. And once it finally cracked support, I jumped into that and covered pretty much near the bottoms before the next run up. And obviously this would have been a better place to short long term, and you would have had a better part of $4 a share on the way back down. But I took a quick scalp on this, and I'm happy with it. OBLN I did not get filled. Oh yeah, VSTM was my second short today. You'll see that here. Basically, just shorted into the pop here once we had the morning run, and that morning run cracked. Once I had that sort of spike off of the crack, I started shorting into that, and again, quick scalp, pushed some more shares into it because of how slow moving it was. So decent profits, but bigger risk. and this thing has just kind of done nothing after that. So VSTM, MJWL, and SCPS were the trades today. Oh yeah, and pardon me, ARPO. I just got all out of ARPO today. It wasn't doing what I wanted to do anymore. So, you know, let's just go and take a look at the overall swing on this. I mean, I've been buying this all the way last week actually. I think let's go see how far back this was. Yeah, so we had the massive run there. Yeah, exactly. So you can see that the trade in question for the swing was trying to buy this breakout off of the previous resistance right here, right? And then buying the dip to average down. And, I did not sell into the spike on Friday. I guess hindsight, I should have. I really thought this thing was going to run again today and maybe test higher, but the sentiment was different with the market makers and people holding the stock. So, as the stock panicked, once I had a bounce, I sold into that bounce. And I'm all out on that. So, I'm going to say quite a bit of a loss, but the reason I was a bit more aggressive with this one was just because I had such massive profits on MJWL, so I wasn't too concerned about just waiting for the spike before I sell. But pretty well timed the top with level 2 to get out of that, and it worked out pretty good. Okay. So yeah, so on watch for for tomorrow. I'm looking at CREX. I really do like that it's held technical resistance from the I guess the after-hour spike on on Friday, and this thing could be a very fun squeeze. Maybe not tomorrow, but definitely later on. And it's definitely has a lot of selling pressure, whether that's shorting or bag holders getting out. So we'll see what happens to it. But nonetheless, this is on watch. SCPS, I mean, this sideways consolidation looks very nice as well. I mean, we had nothing more than the halt and gap up play basically the first hour of the morning. And I think that if you look at the longer term chart, even if you just look at the last 6 months, we have bag holders from back in the 2020 that are still in this, right? So let's go back here. I guess that's when they IPO'd. Yeah, so anybody who's bag holding was just taking a sell here. But I think the FDA approval for the cancer treatment that they got today is huge. And I think that anybody that's sold into this is why the stock is down. So this is probably a really good bargain, is my guess, on a stock that'll probably continue running. So it's on watch. I'm not going to speculate on it, but the FDA news is pretty big. So SCPS is one of the top watches. And let's see here, EEGI, very nice spike. It'll be nice to see if this thing retesting that Pennyland. So potentially another, massive percent gain available there. And let's see here, ANVS, the sideways consolidation looks absolutely beautiful. And their public offering will close this week. I think on Wednesday the public offering at 50 closes. So once that closes, I would not be surprised that this thing will run. So I'm gonna watch this tomorrow, which will be May 25th, and if it continually holds 50, I might consider getting in on a swing to be part of the action. As the case usually is when they close the public offerings, the stock price usually goes up. So that's on watch. ARPO, I guess I can close that now because I'm not really interested in it anymore. And MJWL. I mean, this thing, even though it failed, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing continues running tomorrow even. Okay, so just to be on watch. And now they have a acquisition letter of intent as well. So lots of stuff going on. Staying safe out there, not trying too hard. Shorts are working a lot better just because of where we're on the market. And what I mean by that is we're still in that chop zone, right? So we tried breaking out, it didn't work. So people who are shorting here, they're getting trapped here. Very similar to, October, November. So I wouldn't be surprised if long games would be working as we kind of break out of this zone. Okay, but definitely it's a bit of a coin toss right now as to shorting or going long. I find shorting has been successful as well. So and we're seeing that in plays like ARPO that a lot of long plays are not necessarily going. And they have to be very particular if they're going, like ANVS heavily shorted, SCPS, FDA approvals. Now we're back to the basics of what runs these stocks. Okay. Anyway, so that's the video recap for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to answer it. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.